Today we are going to learn about W Fragen, which is known as W Fragen or W questions. Someone is there? Ushadya. Welcome, Ushadya.
Thanks, welcome.
Yeah.
Good everyone.
Yeah, good morning. So today's topic is on W Fragen or W questions. So in English, we have many questions starting with W. For example, where, who, when, why. These are all W questions. However, in English, we also have many H questions like how, which starts with how. So how many or how much, how much. So these are all W questions in English. And in German, it becomes W Fragen. W is just German. W means W. W means W in German. And Fragen is questions. So we will be talking about many questions in German and how to, ask questions. So the first one, which is most important to know, is was. Friends, here there might be a little confusion when you compare with English. So make sure that you are only in German. You are talking only in German. So if you see was, in English there is was, right? I was there. I was playing. So don't confuse with was in German and was in English. These are entirely different things. So this was the first one. This means what? Literally, it means what? Yeah. Now, how do we use it? By the way, friends, in case if you have any doubt, any questions, you can break me anytime and ask it. So, was. We pronounce it as was. I request everybody to please pronounce it was.
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 Yeah. I heard only two Y's.
Was.
No, Ushadya is missing.
Was.
Yeah, that's right. Was. Don't speak it as was. Yeah, was is English, and in German it becomes was.
Was.
Yeah, that's right. So if you pronounce it, it will be like VAAS in English. Huh?
Yeah.
This is, yeah. But I'll remove this. Okay, so how do we use it? I probably missed to tell you this question in case if you want to ask somebody, or if somebody asks you that what do you do by your profession, or what is your profession. So in English we will ask, what is your profession? So if you were to ask it in German, or if somebody asks you in German, he or she will be asking it as was.
What haben Sie?
That is also correct. Or it would be was sind Sie von Beruf. Now let me analyze this question, this statement. Here it is clear. Was means what. Sorry. Sind is are. Now Sie is you. Now here I have used the respect form.
Respect form.
Yeah. Then von is, maybe you can say by, and Beruf is profession. Now there definitely will not be one-to-one conversion from English to German. That's simply not possible. But this statement clearly reflects the English counterpart. Was sind Sie von Beruf? Or as probably Dr. Kishore said, was machen Sie von Beruf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here you see the usage of was. This is what I wanted to focus on. Was sind Sie von Beruf? Now if you transliterate it into English language, it may not be perfect. I mean, transliteration means will give a result as what are you by profession. But don't transliterate it because both languages are entirely different. So if you were to ask somebody what he or she does by profession, then you will ask, was sind Sie von Beruf? There may be multiple variants of this, but unnecessarily we'll get overwhelmed and we'll be more confused then. So this you can take it for granted. Was sind Sie von Beruf? All right. Zweitens, that is second, is warum. Friends, as you probably remember, I always focus upon the correct pronunciation, and it's always better to learn the right way at the start. So this word warum is not to be pronounced as warum. It is to be pronounced as warum. Okay, warum. That is like from the deep throat that sound should come out. Warum. So I request everybody to please pronounce it once.
Warum.
Right.
Warum?
No, nicht warum. Give some extra emphasis, extra effort on speaking this r. Like suppose if a cat is very angry, so she will pronounce like she will make her sound like grrr, grrr, grrr.
Yeah.
So you have to pronounce it like warum.
Warum?
Yeah, a little bit. Good.
Yeah.
And Chetan's voice is missing.
Warum.
Warum. Right?
Warum.
Yeah. Likewise, as I
Warum.
previously said, suppose if you were asked what is your role, so ROLE will be roller, right? Roller. That is like that gurraing sound, that grumbling sound should come out when you speak out this character R. As you remember, this is R. When you write it, R. It's like this. Okay. So we'll proceed with the usage. Usage would be something like, let's say, why are you sad? Let's say. So the question would be, warum bist du traurig? Or could be whatever. I'm just focusing on the usage of this warum. So warum simply means why. Now these all stuff now, bist and do, this is a little grammar which I'll be taking in the next class. But right now I just want to focus upon the spoken German. So is this clear, friends? Warum bist du traurig means warum, why are you sad? This is a complete one-to-one conversion from why to warum. Any doubts? Any questions? I hope no. Okay. So that was the second one. We have learned was and warum. The third one is wann. Once again, friends, make sure that this is a German word.
Wann.
Yeah, wann. Simple wann. This is very easy to pronounce out also. And this transliterates to when. Okay. So suppose if you ask somebody, when do you go to office? Okay. Then the German sentence for this question would be, wann fährst du nach Büro? Wann FAHRST fährst du nach Büro or zu Büro. There could be multiple options. This is something we'll take later on. Nach Büro. Bureau means office. Okay. So I want to focus upon the usage of when and wann. So one means simply when. When do you travel to Germany? When do you travel to office? Something like that. It's a very common question. Okay. So the fourth one that would learn is where. Now this could be confusing when you are listening to somebody, when somebody is speaking to you. So where it is pronounced the same as WHERE, but the meaning is who. Okay. I would strongly recommend, friends, please see this video because I'm recording this session. I'll be uploading it to YouTube also. But please see this session once again somewhere around maybe like Wednesday or Thursday, because these W questions now throughout your language journey, they will be you'll be encountering them almost like very often. And if you make any mistake in where, for example, or there will be many more words, then you will be literally confused all the times. So there is no rocket science in this today's session. It is just mugging up and understanding that there are certain conflicting words with English which you must not mix out. So please see this video once again at least on Wednesday, I'll say Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, going ahead. Where? So where means who. Let's say I ask you people, who will answer this question? Who will answer? Okay. So I will ask, where antwortet? Where antwortet? Now these verbs, these verbs are changing, antwortet, and this all we will take up later on. But right now, where? Yeah. So suppose if I ask you, where fehlt heute? That means who is missing today. So where means who. Okay. So make sure that whenever you hear this word where, it is not WHERE of English. This is very confusing at start, but later on you will get used to it. Okay. So this was where. Now coming to next is, coming to next is the fifth one, and that could be when. Okay. Now again, this is confusing one because it makes confusion two ways. It pronounced like when, WHEN of English, and it has nothing to do with English when. Okay. And also it will conflict with one more similar word in German, but I will not take up that one right now. So right now just understand when means whom. Okay. So when will be let's say whom could be like, to whom did you meet yesterday, for example. So that question will be when hast du getroffen oder etwas. Okay, I'm not getting into deep on this topic because this is something which is not much used, at least when you are in at the initial stages of German. Just remember, when means whom. Oops. Okay. Yeah, when means whom, and this confusing part that I was telling was wem. This is M, make sure, yeah. This is wem, yeah. And wem is to whom. Okay. Suppose if I were to ask you, to whom did you give that packet? Okay. So this is like you are giving something to somebody. That is, there is some transfer of some object from one to another person. So this is a special case which is known as dative. That is last time also we took up, but I don't want to confuse you guys. We will take it up later on. And the above one was accusative. This all stuff we will take up later on, yeah? Anyways, so right now just remember, if somebody asks when, W-E-N, that means he or she is asking about whom. Yeah, this is the English counterpart. And when means to whom. Okay? With usage you will understand it. I mean, later on as I said, this W Fragen, these W questions we will be using many times throughout our journey. So these when and when we will encounter later on also. So not to get confused or not to get bogged up because of this right now. Okay, so the second one is we. This is most common, and I'm sure that it's like every day you will be encountering it. We means, literally it means how. Yeah. But let's say if Dr. Kishore wants to ask Chetan some question, and Chetan is unable to understand that question, or he could not hear the question completely because of some technical problem, or maybe that internet connection was lost. So let's say Mr. A is asking Mr. B something, anything, and he asked something question, but then B was unable to understand the question. So B will ask him in English. We will be saying what, which normally does not sound good. So B will be probably asking, please repeat, for example, or maybe like, excuse me, I could not understand, or something like that. So in German, if B were to ask A, then the question will be wie bitte. Okay, so this statement, this phrase, please remember by heart, you will be encountering many times. I'm sure that must be at least 5 times a week you will be encountering this wie bitte. This is simply like if you are asking somebody, or if you are asking somebody and that somebody is unable to understand your question, so that somebody will ask you wie bitte. Okay, so any doubts, friends? Upon this, we'll do a small exercise right now. Let's say, you probably remember this question. Was sind Sie von Beruf? Okay, so let's say Dr. Kishore asks Ushodhya that what Ushodhya does by profession. Now, Ushodhya, you can take any profession, not the real profession. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So, Dr. Kishore, how do you ask Ushodhya that what she does by profession?
Was sind Sie von Beruf?
Not von Beruf, von Beruf.
Von Beruf. Yeah. Sorry.
Von.
Yeah.
And because we are right now all at the same level, so you may even use do. So in that case, the question would be something like, was magst du von Beruf? Okay. Anyways, this is again one question that you should remember. Was magst du von Beruf? That means, what do you do by profession? And this do, because we are not strangers. Yeah, we know each other. There is somebody. One moment. I'm here. So Ushodhya, you somehow it so happened that you were unable to understand the question what Dr. Kishore said. So how do you react?
Wie bitte?
Yeah, absolutely correct. So wie bitte means, excuse me, I did not understand. So Dr. Kishore will probably repeat the question. Dr. Kishore, you can repeat the question again.
Yeah. Was sind Sie von Beruf?
Yeah, absolutely right. Was sind Sie von Beruf? Now,
was in the Pon Baruf.
yeah. Now here one answer that I want to focus upon is, let's say if I say I am a doctor. Okay. So it will convert literally to Ich bin ein Arzt. Arzt means doctor. Okay. Now here please focus, friends. There is a big difference between German and English. In English we say I am a doctor, right? And in German, when you say the same statement in German, this article is removed. That is, in German I will say I am a doctor, or the exact would be Ich bin Arzt. Yeah, this ein will be removed. Right? So what I mean to say, in German, never use article before profession. Okay, so that means if I were to answer that I am a doctor, so in German I will say Ich bin Ingenieur. Ich bin Arzt. Right? So coming back to the question that Dr. Kishore asked Ushodhya, was sind Sie von Beruf? So Ushodhya said, wie bitte? She could not understand the question. Then again Dr. Kishore repeated. Now it is the turn for Ushodhya to tell her Beruf, her profession. So how would you answer, Ushodhya?
Hello, Kishore. Ich bin Engineer.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Only modification required is Ich bin
Ingenieur.
Yes, Ich bin Ingenieur.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I, not E.
No,
Yeah.
I-N-G-E-N. Okay. So make sure that you don't use an article before your profession. And just because we are talking about engineer right now, one more important thing that I want to tell you, because that is legally important. Whenever we are saying, in English we normally say, let's say my name is Siddhartha. So I used to sometimes mention engineer Siddhartha, right? But don't do it in German. You can do it, engineer Siddharth, I can write, but only after a written permission. I mean, what I mean to say is, ingenieur, ing, to use this salutation, you require a written permission from a competent authority. That could be like, because this is a protected title. Okay. So like in Zing, I used to write myself as Ingenieur Siddharth. But later on when a consultant told me that, do you have that written permission from competent authority that you can use this title? Because my engineering is not done in Germany. It comes from India. So if I were to make a comparative equivalence of Indian and German engineering, I have to get it from a competent authority.
Okay.
Make sure, because this is legally important.
So that means we have to get it equivalent degree from ANABEN database.
Actually, that also does not work out. This competent authority will manually look into your profession, and only then they will give you a schriftliche Genehmigung, that is written permission, that yes, Amia, you are allowed to use Ingenieur before your name.
So, okay. So there would be a supporting document required.
Yes. Yeah. Only if you have done your engineering in Germany, then you can freely use ing before your name. Else you have to get a written permission. Yeah.
Good to know. This is very
just
informative topic.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my own experience because one of the consultant approached me, and he knew that I probably don't know this rule, and he told me this rule. So I removed ing from my name from Zing also. Okay. Okay, but Amia, I would strongly suggest that after this class, now you see this video recording once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
because this W Fragen we have taken up today, W Fragen, and this is something like you will be encountering 5 times a week. Like every day, you will be encountering these questions, and these are some of them are quite confusing. They are quite conflicting with English, so you have to take care. Okay, so now we have done 7. The 8th one that I want to take up today is we were up to V. I can take WO, wo. Okay. Now, wo literally means where.
Where?
Yeah. So the question could be like, where do you go?
Or where do you live?
Yeah, exactly. Where do you go or where do you live?
Wo bist
Yeah.
du?
Where you are, for example, where are you? So this will be wo bist du. Okay, and this will be wo wohnst du. Oh, sorry. Wo wohnst du. Now, do not confuse wohnst with any W Frage. This is not a W Frage.
It's a kind of verb.
Yeah, it's a verb. It's absolutely a verb. That is to live somewhere, right? The verb is actually excuse me, wohnen. WHONEN. Oh, I think I made a spelling mistake. Wohnen. Wohnen. This means to live somewhere. To live, or I mean, this is referring to a house. Right? And the noun here is Wohnung. Now, whether it is der, die, or das, that I forget and that we need to find out from Google. Okay. So, the focus was on wo, that is where. So, where do you go, where do you live will convert to wo wohnst du, or wo fährst du. Where do you go will convert to wo fährst du. Okay, so this is quite simple. There is hardly any conflict with any other verb or word in English, and also in German also there is no conflict. I'll take the 9th one as woher. You guys probably remember this. In some previous classes we took it up, and this is maybe from where or where from. I'll say from where. So I hope you guys remember. If Amia were to ask Chetan from which country you come from, right? So if somebody, let's say Mr. A is asking Mr. B that from which country B comes from, so A will ask woher kommst du? Right. I hope you remember, guys. We took it up in previous class also.
Yeah.
And just to remind here, if we all are Indians and we still asking each other that suppose if Chetan is asking Ushadya, woher kommst du, then Chetan is not asking which country she comes from. Rather, he is asking her maybe like address or some idea which
province or state.
Province. Absolutely right. Province or state or city, from which city she comes from. And then maybe like it is just a generic question then. Yeah. But if you are talking to say Ausländer Behörde or Finanzamt or somebody who is totally stranger to you and he or she asks you woher kommst du, then you can simply say ich komme aus Indien.
But again, if like you mentioned in previous classes, if they have already my pass,
yes,
then they are looking for my current address.
Yes, that's right. So if they have just a minute, Indian, if they have your pass is like passport. So this is the same as he or she already knows you, knows already. Like it will be the same case as we all know each other. So obviously the question would refer to then your current address. Okay. So this is quite common and very easy to understand. Woher means from where. Now there is a small conversion or maybe modification on this, and the next verb is wohin. This is where to. That is like if somebody wants to ask you where are you going
Where are
to? Yeah, please.
where or where to?
No, where to. Wohin means where to. Let's say there is one train. Maybe like you are on a railway station and there is one train and this is going somewhere, and you want to know where this train is going. I mean, which place this train is going. So you will ask, wohin fährst dieses Zug? Wohin fährst diese Zug? There could be some changes in dieser, diesem, dieser. There could be some modifications, but the main question would be wohin. That is to say, where to, or to where this train is going to. Or even if I were to ask, if suppose I am on a motorcycle, engine is already start, and Amiya interrupts me and asks me where I am going. So then he will be asking me, wohin fährst du? Wohin fährst du? Okay, that is where am I traveling to, or where am I going to, right? I mean, where to may not be exact conversion because there could be some more words in between and then to. Okay. So that's the 10th one. Now the other ones are quite simple. 11th is we feel. We feel. Okay. Now there are two versions of we feel. Just a minute. This is one, and the 12th is we feel. Please note, friends, there is small spelling difference. Feel and feel. Okay. So this means we feel means how much, and this means how many. Okay. Remember, friends, this is a little confusing, but with practice you will remember everything. We feel. If somebody asks you we feel, then this is only how much. For example, could be like
We feel costed this.
pardon, we feel.
Costed this.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely correct. We feel costed this. That means how much does it cost? Or maybe like somebody asks you how much you weigh, what is your weight of the body. So then probably he or she will be asking you, wie viel ist deine Gewicht, right? And if somebody asks me how many mobile I have, so then the question would be, wie viel Handy besitzt du? Now don't get confused with this besitz, we'll take it up later, right? So that means if you are talking about the numbers which are not in thousands or 10,000s or something, not too much. Let's say if only 4 or 5, how many kids you have, so 1 or 2, 3. So then you will be using we feel. And then if you are talking about much, the quantity, or maybe like, in grams, for example, or the price of something, then you will be using.
How many milk bottles we will?
Yes, exactly. Correct. However, if you are asking about how much is the capacity of a milk bottle, then you'll use we feel, right? That is how much milk can come in this bottle. So then it will be we feel. Okay. So these two are a little confusing, but with practice, I mean, there's no such problem then. Then second last is we oft. So we oft is how often. Very simple. Okay. So how often you go to office, for example. How often you go to office?
Or we can say like frequency.
Yes, absolutely right. Frequency. So we oft fares do nach bureau. That would be simple question. We oft fares to Zoom bureau oder nach bureau or whatever. So this is quite simple. We oft means how often. All right. And the last one for today is 14th. Welche. Welche simply means which. Right. So, for example, which mobile have you selected? Which mobile have you selected? So it would be welche Handy hast du ausgewählt? Welche Handy, oh sorry, hast du ausgewählt? So this is very simple, right? There is not much to get confused about. Welche means which. As simple as that. So just to recap, friends, because we have learned quite a lot of stuff today, and I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with it. So I would like to take a revision. So the first one we learned was. I'll just change my color. Just a minute. Right. The first one we learnt was, which literally turns to what. Right. The example would be, what is your profession? So the question was, was sind Sie von Beruf? Okay. Yeah. Any question on this was and usage of was?
No.
Yeah. Any question? No. Amia, here I want to point out that this was is pronounced as was. Can you please repeat was?
Was.
Yes. And not English was. Don't speak it as was. Okay.
Yeah. So it is ending with alphabet S. So we should say a was or was.
That hardly makes any difference.
Okay.
I mean, unless and until you are teaching artificial algorithm, in computer, then it might make difference. But in general spoken language, it's just the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to emphasize here is water is equal to Wasser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you pronounce Wasser? Na? The same way was. Okay. So this is quite a simple thing. Warum is the next one that we learned today, and which has no confusing word or meaning. So warum means simply why. WHY.
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
Warum.
Yes. One thing I want to point out here is, in case if one person is asking something to some other person, and this suppose if he is asking something to him and the other person could not understand the question well, then he should not ask was. This is not the right way. Yeah. In English also, na, we don't say what. If you ask me something and I could not understand, I don't say what. I will say, excuse me, I did not understand. Please repeat or something.
Correct.
So, yeah. So in this case, was is not the right word. The right is vi bitte. We will take it up. We have already taken up. We'll take it in the revision right now. Yeah. So warum is why. And then comes the third one, which is when. This is wann. This is again very simple. Wann means like in English, in German also, there is no conflicting or confusing word. Wann means when. So the example could be, when do you go to office? Wann fährst du nach Büro? Yeah. Wann fährst du. The emphasizing word is here wann. Now, the fourth one is a little confusing, but it is still not a rocket science. The word is where. So, just to repeat here, friends, do not, whenever somebody speaks you or says this word where, the first thing that you might recall is from English. That is somewhere, yeah, something like that. But don't get confused. If the other guy is talking purely in German, he means who, right? It may happen, let's say, if you are on an online meeting or in a offline meeting, and these people are sitting around on a table, and somebody asks, wer möchte diese Verantwortlichkeit nehmen, or wer hat verstanden, something like that. If somebody use where, that means he is asking a question to everybody, right? I mean who. The simple word is who. Who has understood. Something like that. So where, if this word is used, WER, means it is a question for everybody then. Okay. So make sure that you do not get confused with the where of English. All right. Getting ahead is when. When, make sure there are two similar sounding words, when, W-E-N, and later we will take up when. So when is whom. And just for information right now, just take it in your mind right away. This is a accusative. We will take it up later on. Accusative usage. When literally means whom. This is one-to-one conversion from German to English. Whenever you say whom in English, you can use when here, right? Or in case if you find when anywhere in sentence, you just make it understand that something is addressed to whom, to somebody or something. And when is to whom.
Passport means.
Pardon?
No, sorry, no, not for you, sorry.
Okay. So when means to whom. This is a little different. I mean, in English it is to whom, like there are two words there, but in German there is only wem, W-E-M. So this is a late dative, and we will take it up later on. For now, please make sure that wem is to whom. That is like, suppose if somebody asks you, to whom have you given the password, for example. So then he will be using wem for to whom. Going ahead. We are now on seventh one, which is we. So here, as I said, we normally means how. So however, the usage will be more often you will find in wie bitte. That is, if I ask you a question and you are unable to understand that question, then you can right away ask me wie bitte. Just a point here is, wie bitte is common for maybe formal and informal both. So even if you are talking to police, or even if you're talking to a small kid next to your door, if he says something and you are unable to understand, you can straight away ask "Wie bitte."
Or we guess do. We guess Z.
Uh,
How are you?
no. We
Guess
gets to, yeah. This is how Christesh. We get us dear. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, that's right. You rightly said. We gets dear. I think we took it up in last class also, right? We get us dear, or maybe we can use it as we get as ihnen. You are absolutely right. So here the same is how. How are you doing? How are you? Something like that. So the same usage will be here. How. So that means it's one-to-one. Now, the eighth one I want to take is where. Is wo. Now, this wo means where. And make sure, friends, this WER was who. Right? Wer möchtest antworten, wer hat verstanden, that is who has understood. Now, do not get confused here. This is most confusing. Where WO in German means where in English, and where in German means who in English. Okay, I'll just write down here also like this. This is German and this is English. So wo fährst du, for example, where do you travel or where are you going? So where do you go will be wo fährst du. Okay, so wo, WO straight away means where. Absolutely one-to-one. Going ahead is woher. That is from where. Right? So as we took in our initial classes also, woher kommst du? That was like from which country you are coming, or from which place you come. So this is a very simple word. Woher means from where. No confusion, nothing involved in it. The next one is wohin. That is where to. Where to means if you are going somewhere, or if you want to ask somebody on the station where this train goes to, then you can simply ask wohin fährst diese Zug. Wohin fährst diese Zug. So he may answer that, yeah, es fährt nach Hamburg, es fährt nach München, whatever the answer will be. So wohin is simply where to. A point to note here, friends, as I told earlier also, wohin is a combination in English. Right? There are two words, where and to. So that means to say, for this German word, there is no one single word in English. Okay? Going ahead. 11th is we feel. Moment. Yeah. We feel is how much. There is not much to bother about this. How much is we feel costed thus. For example, how much does it cost? And the counterpart is, the similar in German only is wie viele. That means how many. Okay. So here you probably need to mug it up. Otherwise you'll always get confused. This wie viele means how many. And if there is nothing there, we feel, that is how much. Okay. You can just recall that if there is a vowel here, and at least I did it, there is Y here and there is E here. So just remember this. 13th one is the wie oft. That is how often. So wie oft fährst du nach Indien, for example. Wie oft fährst du nach Indien? Yeah, right. Okay. Make sure, friends, whenever we we refer our country in German, it becomes Indian, Indien, and do not get confused with Indian. This is in English, and this is our nationality, right? But in German, our country becomes Indian. India becomes Indien. Okay.
But some place I heard like Indian referring to Indian people, they're Indish people,
Ah,
or Indish Lotte.
yeah. Let me focus upon this also. Country, I'm talking only about German. In German language, country is Indian. However, we people like nationality becomes Indish or also Inder. Okay. Indish is more commonly used, as I have seen, because SCH is something like it is used in many other countries, like Französisch, yeah, or maybe like Chinesisch, or many country nationality ends with Indish with SCH. However, Inder is also equally valid. There is no difference. But once you are talking about country, then it is Indian. Okay. So the last thing that I want to take up is Welsh. Welsh literally means which. That is, which mobile have you selected? Maybe like which motorcycle, which car you like the most, or which motorcycle have you used. So every time whenever there is which, there is Welsh. I literally cannot recall any exception here, but I think it's one-to-one conversion from German to English. Welsh means which. Okay, so that was all for today, friends. Any question, any doubts, anything you want to discuss upon?
Not exactly, especially for today class, because I have to revisit the YouTube video. But I forgot one case, like yesterday or day before yesterday, I went to Ausländer Amt for my RP card renewal fee payment, and I was just trying to help one lady, and she said, vielen Dank. That means very, very thank you, or thank you very much. But I was not able to recall how should I respond other than willkommen. So if you can help me with that part once again.
Yeah. That is, what happens, all of a sudden we encounter such situations. And that's why I always say, simply remember one word only. One word answer was gern geschehen. Yeah.
God.
You just remember this. You can use it at literally any situation, wherever you encounter. If it is an old man, new person, young person, just say gern geschehen. Yeah.
Because it was just coming in my mind. You explained something, but again it was not coming in my mind. Then you will comment.
Yeah. See, when you're talking to German, so what happens? Many English words are also accepted in German society or German language, but still they are like adapted ones. Okay, because many people speak it out, so they have been adapted in German language. However, the German person will be much more pleased or much more comfortable if you reply only in German terms. So willkommen is again adapted word from welcome. But gern geschehen is actual a German word. Always remember this only. I mean, just forget every other answer and just remember gern geschehen. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely I will, and that would be much needed for my next term.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'll use this word to my foreign officer.
Yeah. Right. Always. Great. So that was all for today, friends. I strongly recommend, once again, please see this video once again, maybe today or at least on Wednesday, because these questions you will encounter many times in life. And once you get a grasp of these words, then things would be very easy for you all. So that's complete for today. Tomorrow we'll meet again at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Siddharth. Bye bye.
Right.